Hello, everyone. I wish I were there with all of you. When we rescheduled this presentation, it happened to land on a day where I'm out of town. At this moment, I should be traveling, and with any luck, I'm not stuck in traffic or in the snow. But thankfully, we are gifted with technology, and this allows me to be present with you in some sort of way. My name is Christy Riddell. I'm a speech and language pathologist and AAC specialist. I'll be talking about the who, what, why, and how of the AAC assessment. I will discuss who is a candidate for an AAC referral, the AAC assessment process, and equipment trials, as well as staff and caregiver training. First, let's talk about who is a good candidate for AAC. I invite you to wonder to yourself, would you be a good candidate? And how would you benefit? You may have some thoughts that come immediately to mind. Do you enjoy similar benefits to me? Think of how you can benefit throughout your day, and think about what you can do easier and more proficiently with the AAC in your life. Here's our handy decision-making flowchart when asking if a person is capable of learning AAC. Are they breathing? No? Not likely a candidate. Yes? This person is a candidate for AAC. So the answer to who is a candidate for AAC should be obvious. We all use it in some form or another, but we all may use it differently. Now let's take a look at what happens in an AAC evaluation. What I'm about to show you next is an informational video that will be shared on our upcoming and brand new adaptive technology website. This website is currently under construction. However, you can find this video on the Sonoma SELPA website. Hello, and welcome to a guide to AAC assessment provided by the Sonoma SELPA's Adaptive Technology Center. In this video, I will be providing a brief overview of the what, the why, and the how of AAC assessment. There are no prerequisites to the use of AAC. The currently accepted evidence in the literature suggests that no specific skills are prerequisites for the successful use of AAC. In addition, ASHA, the American Speech and Hearing Association, has adopted the Communication Bill of Rights that states, all people with a disability of any extent has a basic right to communicate. In order to participate fully, each person has fundamental communication rights, such as the right to interact socially, request or refuse, a right to express personal preferences and feelings, make comments and share opinions, the right to ask for and give information, access interventions and supports, and the right to be treated with dignity and addressed with respect and courtesy. Why do an AAC assessment? AAC is not one size fits all. Each child has their own unique strengths and needs. There are literally hundreds of apps, speech-generating devices, and low-tech and no-tech strategies available to help children who are unable to effectively communicate by using their speech. The AAC needs assessment process in the educational setting is an important decision-making process. The district team will need to document the individual's current communication behaviors and, if appropriate, describe the current augmentative strategies and how the individual participates in the education setting. The educational team must make a clinical judgment to determine whether or not the student's current systems of communication are meeting the student's needs. If it is not, a referral to the Sonoma SELPA's Adaptive Technology Center for an AAC evaluation is appropriate. Who do we serve? The SELPA ATC is funded primarily by low incidence dollars. Therefore, our primary role is to support students and instructional staff working with students who have a diagnosis of low incidence. In 2015, there was an agreement developed and approved by the Sonoma County Superintendent's Council that the ATC could also conduct AAC assessments for students with severe disorders of communication. Students with low incidence designations may have a diagnosis of visual impairment, deaf and hard of hearing, orthopedic impairment, a severe speech and language delay, or a combination. Students without this designation but benefit from AAC are likely to be students with severe disorders of communication, meaning those that are nonverbal or demonstrate unintelligible speech. What happens during an AAC evaluation? In order to select the most appropriate communication device, communication techniques, and symbol sets, it is important that a clear picture of the individual's current capabilities and needs are considered. The first step in the assessment process is gathering relevant information regarding various skill areas related to the use of speech-generating devices, such as language and communication abilities, motor skills, sensory and perceptual abilities, cognitive abilities, and the individual's motivation and interests. At the Sonoma SELPA's Adaptive Technology Center, we collect information through a combination of methods, including records review, staff or team interviews, caretaker interviews, observation, informal probes, testing, and of course, input from the individual themselves. Next, we create a list of features that an individual requires for their communication system. Features such as symbol type, objects, photos, line drawings, print, number of items per page, and symbol size. We also consider how the individual will control or access their AAC system. This includes such things as pointing, the use of switches, a tablet, and the use of high or low-tech eye gaze systems. Finally, after we have gathered relevant information and determined the features a child needs in a communication system, we compare options. During the assessment, the student will have a chance to try appropriate communication systems during a variety of high-interest activities. Typically, the assessment process takes 2 or more sessions to allow for the gathering of information, feature matching, and trialing devices. Following the assessment, you will receive a written evaluation report detailing the recommendations along with the rationale for each recommendation. Following the evaluation, a trial with the most appropriate system is typically recommended. The Sonoma SELPA's Adaptive Technology Center has free loaner devices for this purpose. Data should be collected during the trial period to determine if the device is appropriate for district purchase or long-term assignment. For new referrals, please contact us. As was mentioned in the last slide, the AAC specialist will conduct a thorough file review, a teacher and parent interview, and collaborate with your student's IEP team members. We like to find out about the student's specific interests so that we can develop a fun and engaging assessment. It is at this time that the student will be introduced to a variety of high, mid, and light technology. We are looking for the very best tool or tools for a student to say what they want, when they want, and how they want. Once the assessment is complete, a comprehensive AAC needs assessment and report will be presented to the IEP team. Equipment recommendations are made for district consideration. It's important to remember that assessment can tell us a lot, but oftentimes it's not the full picture. Continued trials are the key to really customizing a student's AAC system. The ATC houses a large inventory of loanable equipment for students who have had an AAC assessment. Students who qualify under the low incidence designation on their IEP are provided with a long-term loan of equipment. Students who do not have an LI diagnosis on their IEP may be able to receive a short-term loan of equipment. AAC specialists are not direct service providers. However, as part of the initial equipment setup, the AAC specialist will work with the child's team to ensure that everyone understands how to use the equipment and how they can support the student with the necessary AAC learning strategies. Our AAC specialists have a plethora of resources that we are happy to share, and we all love to talk about AAC. We encourage you to reach out to the ATC when you have questions, or come visit us at our open office hours. I look forward to working with you and your student teams. Next, Caroline will share with you information regarding the data that we use to guide our practice.